Hey Aries, this is Perrymore Tarot's daily reading for December 8th, 2025. This is for Aries. Last shuffle coming out for Aries. Aries, 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 you're already really strong coming in. This is all about you personally. So I don't see it being in relation to other people at this point, but we have loss and angels of the four directions. Some of you may feel to some degree something is going to occur. Something may have already occurred or it's coming up. The loss energy is about something leaving your life, but it doesn't necessarily mean like something bad. Whatever leaves your life, I see some people starting over. So this may be coming up, and it may stress you out. Nine of Swords is a stressing out because we have to reconfigure, we have to revamp, we have to reconsider our position where we are in life. This may also come as a shock or overnight with the tower. Tower is like an overnight shock, okay? But it's like a whole change. So if this has to do with work, I'm seeing work being a factor. This is a good thing, but it just seems bad at first. It always does. These things always do. At first, it's like, oh my gosh, either A, I lost my job, or either I realize now that I want to do something completely different with my career. I'm seeing career being a factor here. Someone's going to go through somewhat of a rebirth. Okay, so that would be like you get to work, some of you, and you start realizing this ain't it. A lot of us feel that way anyway, right? This ain't it. I don't want to come here anymore. I'm done. Okay. So Nine of Swords, Four of Cups, the Sun, and Justice. What we lose now is a certain view of what we're doing now. So maybe you're going, it's, you know what, this is what I do. I get up in the morning, I come to this place. This is what I do at my job. Okay. I'm counting money. I'm building this thing, or I'm greeting people, or whatever the case is. But for some of you, what ends up happening is I'm starting to realize that I really don't love what I'm doing. I really don't love where I'm at in life. And so many of you start to come, this is a shock. Like all of a sudden I see this differently and I don't want to do it anymore. Some of you need to realize the force that you are. You are a force to be reckoned with. All right, you are ruled by Mars. Mars energy is coming out for me in this, and it's almost like there's a saying that goes with this. The saying that says, war does not determine who is right, only who is left. Deep, right? But this is something here where what they're wanting you to realize is that the battle is within, not without, not the people around us, right? And it speaks of some sort of struggles. All right, but this is more of a personal struggle. Some of you may be bored with life, just bored. For many of you, it could be a small thing like I'm going to buy myself a faster car, or I'm going to do, I'm just throwing that out there because that's what I'm seeing. But I'm seeing someone realizing or needing to say to themselves, I'm worthy of the very best in life, and I now lovingly allow myself to accept it. It's important that when you are speaking your truth, or when you start, you're realizing this, you say this to yourself, you come with a gentle approach towards people, because I think it would be important not to judge your position or judge the people around you. That's the only part I see is people around, the people around us, right? They want you to know that divine timing is at play. So this is going to be a divinely timed shock, shake up in our lives. Now, this could occur today, or it's going to occur. This is going to start today and span over a year. So next year, around this point in time, you may look back and go, this is when it all started. This is when it all changed for me. Now, when it comes to love, I'm seeing that your love life is something divinely timed. They want you to understand something about your love life as well, and that you don't need to make any decisions when it comes to love based on your guilt. Don't feel guilty about anything that you're going to do or don't want to do, and don't do things that you think you should do, right? I should do that. That's my title. I am wife. I am husband. I am boyfriend. I am girlfriend. I am this person. This is what I think I should be doing. Don't do it. Don't do anything based on guilt either. I'll feel bad if I don't do these things. Um, it's only when you're being true to yourself that you could ever be true to anyone else. You already understand this. This is a message Spirit wants to say to someone, so I don't really know who exactly this needs to hear this. I also am seeing sapphires So sapphire is typically the color or the stone, regardless of the state of the stone. I don't care if it has occlusions and all kinds of little, shards in it, or it's like a raw piece of raw sapphire. It's used to regenerate the body, usually. It also represents the throat chakra. Okay, so sapphire, by regenerating the body, this tells me that you are stuck in something that you're just kind of like meh about. Four of Cups is about somewhat, it's a time for most of us to reevaluate where we are, right? It's a time for us to kind of like look at what's going on and saying why, what's not here, what's missing, right? We learned this in kindergarten. What's missing? What matches? And so I see someone in that space at this point focusing on what is missing out of my life, because I feel that I'm kind of stagnant. Someone's stagnant, but we're going to lose that stagnancy. And that's what's happening here. But it's going to come through a shock. Usually the tower is coming. Usually the tower comes in when we have been given chance after chance after chance to reevaluate something and we don't. So Spirit's like, well, just knock it out from under their feet then, because dang it, we didn't show them. We put it in songs. We put it in movies. We've it was on the radio, dude. There were billboards, and Aries still didn't see it. So we're gonna have to knock their feet out from under them, which is a great thing, to be honest with you. Typically, that's this. It feels terrible, but I would like to say to anyone who is ever going through a tower that that is a sign that Spirit loves you, and Spirit's in your what I mean. That's your Creator loves you. Your guardian angels love you. You know that you're loved when Spirit steps in, because they, what does it say? Scripturally, right? And however you go by this name, right? You could say God, Allah, freaking Buddha, whatever the heck you call your Creator, right? The higher power, the powers that be. God only corrects those that He loves, right? So that's something to remember when you're going through some stuff, that if you're being corrected, which could be a detour, some kind of shakeup in our lives, it's because you're loved. If nothing cared about you, like you're just here and you're just going, whatever I do, it doesn't matter. I just do it and it just happens. I just get to do whatever I want. I've been robbing banks forever and nobody ever stopped me. And it's not because you being loved. That means they gave you up. They're like, just whatever. Aries, do what you want to do. Fine. I don't even care. Just don't mess with my beloved over here. You know, but either way, if your throat chakra is imbalanced, right? I'm not seeing an imbalance in your throat chakra, but I do see that some of you, they're asking you to bring a gentle approach to whatever it is you're doing or speaking on. So that would tell me that someone's throat chakra is imbalanced. You'll know if it's imbalanced because you may be shy, you may be afraid of speaking up. Like, I don't even think, it's not, you may be suppressed in your emotions. Like, when we're expressing our emotions, it's difficult for you to speak on it. You may be dishonest when you do. Some of you may be out and out, just straight up, telling stories, right? But some of you may also be just dishonest about your feelings. No, I'm fine, I'm okay, no worries, no big deal, right? You also may experience like a sore throat frequently, laryngitis, thyroid issues, jaw tension, neck pain. So you may wake up and you've been grinding your teeth, that kind of thing from your sleep. It's the throat chakra, of course, is located in the throat, and it's responsible for our thyroid gland, which the thyroid is responsible for metabolism and hormone regulation. And then you've got the neck, the jaw, the mouth, the vocal cords. So you also would experience, if it's imbalanced, you would experience a fear of speaking, afraid of hearing your own voice. You may not even like your own voice. Feeling misunderstood. You may have difficulty expressing your thoughts and emotions. It may be hard for you to find the right words. So you would want to use sapphires one, right? Typically, I wouldn't recommend sapphires for throat chakra, but I do at this point, because this is something that it's almost like this is going to be a rebirth for you. Lapis lazuli, aquamarine, turquoise, blue lace agate, and sodalite. You could wear these. You could find these in the stones here. I've got actually one here. What's it called? Lapis lazuli on my bracelet. But you could do any of those stones, and you could find those stones in like a metaphysical store, go to like a crystal place, place where You can get them on Amazon too. I go sometimes. I go to the Mineral Society of wherever I'm at. They have like a little, like like a gem show or something. You can get them there. And these people, they're certified. You know what I mean? That like their stones are tested, so it's real. Lapis lazuli is actually up here too, but you want to use these oils, right? And this is by wearing the scent, putting them in a oil diffuser, or getting like a candle. But I would say essential oil. You can even adorn your candle with these oils: chamomile, peppermint, eucalyptus, lavender, and sandalwood. The diet I would say is more drinking liquids or doing like herbal teas, especially like peppermint and licorice, and fruits like especially berries are really good for the throat chakra. You want to spend time near some water. You want to sing, use your voice in water, near water, in the shower, in the tub. Using your voice in nature. If you've got to take a walk and talk out your feelings just to yourself, that's good too. That's amazing. It opens up the throat chakra because you get the words together when you're talking to spirit, just with you and just you. You get your voice, you get your words out. I had to do this before I even started this. Y'all don't even know. I was so shy. If somebody was to tell me back in the day that I would be doing this, I would be like, there's no way in the world. I would not speak. I didn't like my voice. I didn't like talking. I mean, I did talk to myself. I sang to myself. But if I found that somebody else was around, I'd be mortified. So I had to learn to balance myself, get myself together. And someone in this space probably, it's almost giving that you need to. I'm seeing your 12th house and Mars placements in this also. And this is 12th house represents water as well. And Mars that's you. And they're talking about how you are a force. So you do want to make sure that you're very gentle in your approaches with everyone around you. Do not judge anyone, because I feel that people are going to you're going to become a force to be reckoned with. Within a year from now, if you look back at this time period, you're going to realize you had a lot more pull, a lot more power than you realized at all in this moment now. I'm seeing angel number 0330 in this also. And this talks about you pursuing your goals to get what you want. Get what you want. Go for it now. Okay. I see it providing you with wonderful benefits for the people around you. I feel that people around you are going to benefit greatly from your power, from what you do, what you can do career wise as well. Career is being highlighted heavily, right? I feel that you are going to be able to, the 0330 speaks of improved communication. Some of you may be able to understand so much more. I feel that you want to delve deep into trying to use a broader vocabulary, listening to people and really asking questions so you understand, so you're able to communicate better. I see communication improving. Now, angels of the four directions, Tower and Ace of Pentacles, usually are archangels Raphael and Uriel. You want to look into it because I see Michael and Gabriel in this as well. But they're talking about how things are going to be shaken up. I feel that you're also going to be maybe offered a new position, offered something else as things shake up. Okay, go for what you want, though. You make sure you go for what you want. The conflict in this with the Ten of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles is that you may have spent a long time doing one thing. And so now you're going, I'm about to try something new. I've never done this before. A year from now, you're going to look back at this and realize this was the best move you could have ever made. If you choose to do something new, best move you ever freaking made, right? I'm seeing the conflict being that you're going to have to be steady in something. When you do change over, you need to be steady in it. It may take a year for you to build something, but man, when I tell you the money is going to be ridiculous, your reputation is ridiculous here in a beautiful way, not in a bad way, not like ridiculous, like, oh, here we go, here comes Aries. They're a wrecking ball. But Five of Wands and the Page of Wands with the dark thoughts tells me that for many of you, you may be thinking about how much of a challenge something is going to be, but you're fully inspired to do something conflictual with what you're doing now. So many of you, if you are feeling some kind of inkling in your spirit that I need to try something different, I need to do something new, you need to go for it, because I don't see things not going well for you. All I see is that maybe I invested my time doing one thing for so long. Maybe I've been an accountant for 10 years. Now I want to go into podcasting, or I want to go into something else. If you go into something else, you're going to do very well. crazily well. Okay. Just remember that you've got to love everything in your life. If you are in a space right now where you don't exactly love where you are, that's your cue. That's your sign. You're supposed to love where you are, right? And if you're not loving where you are, Spirit's going to shake it out of your life. Like you may actually some of you may be letting go. The one thing you're afraid of happens. And it's because Spirit's like, are you going to do it or what? Do we have to do it for you or what? So we have, you could be dealing with a Leo, a Libra, a Scorpio, or a Virgo. If you're So you could be dealing with a Libra Scorpio cusp or a Virgo Libra cusp. If you're not dealing with those signs, which you don't have to be, those signs could also be in your chart. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, my links are on my page. Peace, love, and light. Take care.